Hi guys, so today I have these beautiful new dies from Spellbinders. They're part of the Susan's Holiday Flora collection designed by Susan Tierney Coburn. If you see that, it looks like Cockburn, Cockburn, but it's Coburn. And these items were sent free of charge from our review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I will make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Beautiful things. If you've seen anything that Susan has designed, they're just beautiful flowers, delicate, very realistic, and you can use them however you like. I will show you a little bit of how kind of her style of designing them, but what we're going to do is real quickly go over the items I have. So there are plenty of items in this collection. I have 4 to share with you, and then we'll get started with some of them today, and we'll come back and check out the others. I just want to show you kind of the items that I have here for review. We have the Susan's Holiday Flora Holiday Quotes, of course. Beautiful stamp set. Again, photopolymer stamps as... they smell so good. Spellbinders always does. In the card kits, they are acrylic stamps, but if you buy like a stamp set from Spellbinders, generally they are photopolymer. Happy New Year. We have the beautiful little snowflake. Merry Christmas. Happy Holidays. Joy, hope, peace. May peace be your gift at Christmas. You know, a nice sentiment like you would put inside a card. Deep within the winter forest, among the snowdrift wide, you can find a magic place where all the fairies hide. Oh, I love it. Again, these larger ones, to me, it seems like what you would put on the inside of a card, but if you've had that sentiment and then build your flowers around it, that'd be really gorgeous too. So lots of nice sentiments on this one. I chose this one here because I have these plants. I actually have one plant, and what's funny about that is that a piece of it had broken off. It had fallen over in the Santa Ana winds out here in San Diego, and so I just put it in a pot next to it, just in some dirt, just left it there. And it rooted, and now it's another plant. So, so I do have 2 plants of this specific type here. This they call it the Christmas cactus. I think that's what's informally known as. It's a beautiful green cactus that makes these long pieces that just kind of keep growing on top of each other, just like you see here, like these little segments. Kind of like a dragon fruit does, but dragon fruits are way longer and totally different, but it's very similar in that way. And then it'll make a flower, which I did not even know when I bought it. And the flower, the one mine makes, is like a fuchsia color, super pretty. I think in one of Susan's videos, she mentioned that it's an indoor plant. And I was like, oh, well, I have mine outside, but I live in San Diego, so like she does fine outside. It really depends where you live if this is going to thrive for you. But we have the different parts here. And then, of course, the little flowers. And the flowers, again, can be like fuchsia, kind of reddish. I think they even have white ones, like a pale kind of color. But mine bloom in like a fuchsia color, which is really pretty. It almost looks like a fuchsia flower. Kind of interesting, the flower itself. This one's a little bit different. And then we have the winter bough and evergreen shrubs. And I chose this because I do have some of the other flowers from Susan's collection from different parts of the collection that she designs. And I really like this for like background pieces. So you can see it's like a branch. It's a nice size. This one's like 5.5 inches tall here. And then it has just greenery, so I really like that. Of course, all this embossing detail shows up whenever you cut with these. Generally what Susan does is she cuts on white paper, and there's a special paper that she also has if you want to pick that up. I'll have the links for that too. And then she colors it with Copic markers. So definitely do that. You can cut it out just, brown paper, maybe add a little inking just to make it look a little more realistic, or just to add more detail, green paper, or however you want to do it. It's up to you. And then this one's the garden lantern, and this I was super excited to pick up. I mean, look how pretty that is. Nice size. I'll measure the die itself, but the actual thing will be a little bit smaller than that. So it's a 5.5 inches by like 2 3/4 here. So it'll be slightly smaller than 5.5, right? Because I'm accounting for that there. And it cuts the lantern, it cuts the little windows. It also has a candle, so you can pop that in there or have it to the side or however you want to showcase that. And then it has, of course, the wick and things, or the little flame. And then the little accent pieces for your lantern. So super simple to put this guy together. And then you decorate it all up with your flowers. Again, something like that. I have that little bow back. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. So let me think about what I want to try out today, and we will get started. Okay guys, so I have a few things here. I have just a standard A2 size card base, again from a Spellbinders card kit, so it has that nice texture. And I'm actually going to spray some sparkle inks right on this. Of course you can use a topper, card topper, however you like to do that, but I'll be using that, and I'll show you that in just a minute. As far as this, I think it'd be really pretty to have like a black lantern. So I'm going to start with gray paper, and then I'm going to ink it up. But I'm just going to cut that. And then I'm not going to use the candle today. I am also going to cut the little accent pieces out of black paper. So we're going to do this with this gray paper that has kind of like a texture to it. And then we're going to ink it up to make it look a little darker. And then these pieces are just going to be cut in black to begin with, okay? And then I'm just going to take the branch and cut some of this craft paper. Oh, it's funny, when I got it, I thought it was brown paper, but it's craft. So I'll cut it from this, and that's fine. And then I'm going to take this guy and cut a few, maybe 2 of this green, kind of dark green paper. And we'll go from there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I brought out my well-loved pad here. Just keep reusing it until it's not usable, and then I peel that away to the next one. But for now, I have my card here. And actually, let me bring this out and see where I kind of want to orient this. And that'll let me know where I kind of want to put the spray. Oh, so pretty. Let's see. We have this here. Now you can turn this around the other way, but really it's meant to be over here. And then we'll have some of these leaves poking around. So, kind of want this spray oriented like this way. So I'm just going to take this spray, and if it doesn't quite work for me, actually maybe I'll spray it before I spray it just to make sure it's... Yeah, okay. So I'm going to hold it up a little bit higher, because just depending on how you hold it or where, you can have a little bit more or less of the... There. And while I'm at it, I'm going to use some of this fresh silk. What's this one called? Fresh sage silk. And it will make bigger splotches. I guess it depends on how you use it, but and that also leaves like a silver kind of shimmer behind. Just for some bigger pieces. I'm gonna let this dry just a minute, and I will be right back. Okay. So on the same pad here, I'm gonna take that gray piece, take some black ink, and here it is. And I'm basically gonna just make it look like oiled metal, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna start down here and just continue doing that until it's as dark as I would like. Okay, and then do basically the same thing with my leaves. I'll get some green ink and just kind of, I'll use a different guy, but get a green ink and just rub over the top there. Same thing with the little branches with some brown ink, just to distress it a little bit. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have a few things here. Still a little messy because of my coloring. So I got a little piece of acetate that we're going to use in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and adhere a couple of things. That little knob on the top there, and this little guy. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and a little glue up here. I'll bring these guys over. And there's an outline there so you can see exactly how you're going to pop this on there. If you want to use that detail. And then these guys we're going to do something different with. I'm just going to turn this over for a second. Look how different it is from the gray, from the black. And I just cut this by hand just to see about how big this needs to be. I'm just putting that there for reflection, but I think I'm going to do one other thing too with some alcohol ink markers, and we'll check that out in a minute. Oh, you can definitely make this into a shaker. A shaker lantern. It's nice and wide on the side, so you can definitely put some foam in there and make a nice little shaker if you wanted to. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that to set up, and I'll be right back. While it's drying, this may or may not show up because of the background that I chose, you know, with the spray, but I'm just gonna take like this brown alcohol ink marker and just add a little bit of like texture here, just to make it look like it's old glass. And I'm following along like kind of what the acetate looks like here. So I start with that darkest, and maybe I'll go into this lighter one. It's not very easy to mix alcoholic markers on plasticky surfaces like this, but you can try. What happens is the one you use last basically erases whatever you used before that. So that's what that does. Let's see what that looks like on the other side. Ooh, I was gonna say, it looks cool. Oh, I know it's hard to see. But that, I love that. Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit more on this inner part. So I've done this before with like, what's it called? Stained glass kind of card effects that I like to do. But that's really cool. I'm gonna leave the center completely clear, but honestly, if you wanted to, you could use that same kind of brownish color in there. And this is what I was trying to say. It might be hard to see when I pop it on here, but it's visible. I mean, it's there. And you know what? Kind of have me a little idea here. Okay, so basically what I was going for is something like that. And then we can pop this here, pop some leaves if we, you know, here and there. I'm not sure exactly where, but she looks nice with just the one. You could make this into a shaker still, you know, even now at this point, which I'm kind of wanting to do. Normally with this type of design, I'm thinking very sophisticated, you know, and shaker adds a little bit different, but it does add a little whimsy, a little fun. I think we should do that. Okay, so I do like what I'm seeing right now, exactly where it's at, so what I'm going to do is glue this guy down. And I'm going to put glue on the back of it so it stays exactly where it is. I know some folk tell me, like, take a picture of how you place things. That way, when you move them to put the glue, you can pretty much have an idea of where to pop it right back down. And I forget to do that. So, put this here. We just need a little something. And this guy, oopsie. We can also give texture to our leaves by curling them a little bit, or using your tools to give them a little dimension. Try to see where I want that. To give movement to your card, you know, you don't have to glue everything completely down. It does feel nice when you give it a little bit of like movement and shape. So maybe I'll do that here. I don't do too much because then I have this guy coming over. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and line this with foam adhesive, and I'll be right back. Taking the carriers off the back of this, and I just have some red sequins here. I'm just gonna pop a little bit because, you know, with holiday we like a little pop of red. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. Not too much. I don't want it to be super overpowering. And again, I like to flatten it out because whenever you place it in a pile, your shaker will definitely want to just like leave that pile there sometimes. So we'll leave that there. Let me see what that looks like. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit more. I'll turn this over and squeeze it from the back. And there is our beautiful shaker. Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me think about what I want to do for a sentiment, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm going to stamp just Happy Holidays right on here, and if I was planning on doing that at the beginning, I would have used a... Actually, I think I can still put it on there. Because this isn't too puffy, you know. We'll see what happens. Just to help us, because I did put that spray, and sometimes when you try to stamp on spray, it wants to repel a little bit. So I just want to make sure that that's going to stamp well, and then I can stamp it again if I have to. And I think we'll be good. And, you know, looking at this little guy, I was like, maybe I could tuck him up here just to add a little more green. So what I might do is trim this down. We can put that back in there. That's yes, 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 yes. Okay. VersaFine ink in black. Make sure I didn't put ink anywhere else. Yeah, exactly. Since my card is kind of puffed up here, I don't want to. Give me a good, good, good. Oh, I love it. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so I think just to finish it off, I will add a little bit of green up in here. And since a lot of it's tucked away. Perfect. Yep. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I have the links in the description box. As I make this one, I'm pretty sure this is sold out on Spellbinders, the lantern itself. But I'll have it linked probably to Scrapbook if it's on available there for you guys. So thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have some images. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you guys at the next one. Really sweet. All right. Have a good one. Bye now.